He works for A.J. Foyt. Kyle Kirkwood is our guest. He'll be driving coming up on Sunday for the 106th running of the Indy 500. Before we get to the important stuff, you're a surfer.
I am.
Where'd you learn to surf?
Back home. I'm from Jupiter, Florida, about 10, not even 10 minutes away from the ocean. So we get some waves every once in a while. If there's a front that comes through or a hurricane swell, something like that, we actually get like world-class waves. So I started surfing probably at the age of 7 or 8, I think I want to say. And it's something I love. It's something that when I go away from the racetrack, it's something to forget about. Maybe something that happened during a race, or to kind of just a time to relax from racing.
Yeah. Now, you're running in the Indianapolis 500, working for Mr. A.J. Foyt. I'm sure you get asked about that a lot. Any particular things about Mr. Foyt you'd like to mention?
You know, he's when he comes here to this race, it's super special because he really perks up. I had him at 2 other events this year. One was Sebring for testing. It was my first test, and he came out to Texas. And obviously, Texas is a special event for him, but this is a race he loves. He comes out here and he's a whole new person, and it's really cool to be around him. He still has tons of knowledge when it comes to racing around this place and understanding what you need to do as a driver. The track hasn't changed, but the cars really have. But he still has the knowledge, which has been awesome. And it's nice to bounce things off of him, as well as my teammates, J.R. Hildebrand, Dalton Kellett, who's raced here a couple of years, and Stephen Wilson's been sitting around in our engineering room as we have the kind of the alliance with Dragon Speed. So there's a ton of knowledge about my team. Driving in the number 14 AJ Foyt Racing Rocket Chevrolet has been a dream come true to me, especially as a rookie. I never thought in a million years that would be the car I'd be driving in as a rookie, and it's been a special month, to say the least.
Wow. Shaun, our racing guy.
Non-racing related, but how do we get you verified? Like,
dude,
what is like? Did you make
I don't
Elon mad or something?
It's really just turned into a joke now. But I mean, I tried for verification on Twitter, denied. I tried for verification on Instagram, denied. That actually just came out a couple days ago where I tried. I don't know what it is. I guess I got to go through IndyCar or something. That's what people have been telling me. But it's actually pretty funny. If I win this weekend, I'm going to tell them to not verify me because I don't want to be verified anymore.
What is the speaking of the weekend? You know, the lineup seems to be somewhat jumbled, just based on how people went out on Saturday and where people qualified, and the rain came in and everything. There's winners scattered from the top to the bottom. What's kind of the strategy going into the weekend? You
know, that's super situational. It's based on what the pace of the race is and strategy that's being played around us. Whether, what I expect to happen is it's going to be that top 10 is going to be racing for the win from like kind of the beginning on. They're going to be trying to go forward and get in those top 3 positions to position themselves for the end of the race. When you get into that 10 to 20 mix, you're going to have a lot of people that are pushing hard to get into that top 10, and you're going to have a lot of people that are saving to try and do it all on strategy. And then you have people like me that are 20th to 33rd that are probably mostly going to be saving a lot more than trying to push to go forward, because you can only gain a few positions racing from that position. You're not going to gain 20 positions, that's for sure. So it's going to be tough in that sense. But so most of it's going to be played on strategy, I would say.
Is there thought of the tire deck that's coming? A little bit of talk this week over. Is this almost like a big road course where you can get the undercut? Maybe that speeds on the out laps will be much faster than on the end. Is that just chatter at this point?
We haven't noticed any tire deg. I don't know if you've asked any other drivers that question, but for us at AJ Foyt Racing, none of us have been like, man, we really fell off there around lap 30, which is pretty much the end of a stint. We haven't thought that at all. Usually it's kind of just leveled out and stayed the same all the way through. What's going to play, what the way strategy will get played out is like last year, people were starting to check up. They didn't really want to lead the race, and because you're using too much fuel out front early on, and they start running slower and slower lap times. That way the leader can save and everyone else saves behind them. And what that turns into is people doing big undercuts where they come in a couple laps early, they push, they're doing 220 laps or 218, 219 laps while the leaders out there doing 210, 211 saving. And now all of a sudden they've gained a ton of positions because it's kind of this big accordion effect behind them, and they get it on the undercut, which might happen, but that's just based on whatever everyone else is doing around you too, right?
Before we go, did you have a nickname in high school?
Not really. No, I mean, I guess you could say that. I had a usually everyone in karting days was Woody. That was always my nickname.
Woody?
Woody, yep.
Kirkwood.
Kirkwood, yeah, Kirkwood.
Well, that's Kirk, right? When you called Kirk this week.
Now it's Kirk, I guess. Yeah, it was funny. They put it up on one of the one of the big screens. It said Kirkwood, which has been a thing actually since it's been a thing since St. Pete. I think just people started to pick up on it now after it got posted on Twitter. And IndyCar's changed it now. It's now back to Kyle Kirkwood, so I can call myself Kyle again. But it was Woody for a long period of time when I was in karting.
Cool. Kyle Kirkwood, thank you very much.
Thank
Great
you.
talking to you. Good
Nice
luck.
talking to you as well.
Surf's up.